Hey everyone, Clef here. As they say, another day, another game, right? Yesterday we did Returnal, today we're doing Wild Hearts, a game that I had no idea even existed. So maybe you haven't heard about that game, or maybe you have. From very little that I've seen so far, it seems to be essentially a Monster Hunter made by Tecmo Koei and published by EA. Yeah. Wild Hearts. Going again with AYANEO. Well, we're doing the test on the AYANEO, so 6800U, as we have for Returnal. And we'll start with the lowest TDP on the device and lowest settings. So let's see what it looks like. Technically, I started yesterday. I started filming and I fell asleep. So I'm gonna scrap that footage and just start from scratch. Okay, so that's fine. Upscaling, yeah, now let's start with upscaling disabled. I always like getting a feel for what it is without upscaling technologies. What about the actual settings? Okay, preset lowest, perfect, that's what we want. So preset lowest, no upscaling, 800p. Let's see what it looks like. Right now we're on 11 watt. Yesterday when I tested it, I did 1200p to start, so I have no idea what it's gonna look like in terms of performance, but we'll find out. Okay, so we're around 10. I keep looking at the average as if it's the, but no, 10, yeah, we're in the 10-ish, so not playable. So we're not gonna spend any longer. Oh, it doesn't pause, oops. Let's go 15. Already, it seems to scale up nicely. Okay, so we're now in the 20-ish, 23. It moved pretty fast. That's good to see. Needless to say, this is not a low TDP game. I mean, with these graphics, I would have not expected it to be anyways. The colors are super vibrant. I don't know how it's gonna come out on the camera, but man, the colors are super vibrant, and my brightness is super low because I'm filming, right? But still, it looks very pretty. Well, we've been in the 20s. Now, I mean, there's no point staying there. I'd be curious to see, like, I would assume we have open space, how much it would dip, but just panning the camera brought me down to 19. Let's do 22. All right, 22, we seem to be getting a jump. We're at 30 now technically, but we're not staying there yet. We're dipping. So it's going between 24 and 30-ish I've seen so far. We'll try enabling upscaling technologies. I wish the game would tell us a little bit more what it implies by... Oh yeah, I forgot. I cannot enable it. Okay, you know what? Let's go pro mode. I mean, it's not like I have a choice. I was just looking at the graphics. There doesn't seem to be... Is there any anti-aliasing at all, or... I don't think there is. I mean, I did put lowest, so that would make sense, right? None, okay. I guess you can manually change. I mean, there are probably some settings that you'd want to play with and see how you can make this work. Because whatever engine this is being played on, it's like, it's obvious that there's no anti-aliasing. And then there are some people that don't necessarily like any type of softening technologies at all, so which is absolutely fine. For me, it depends on the engine. There are some games that it's just no. Then some games, you know, based on the technology and the engine, it comes out smoother or nicer or not as unpleasant for the eye. And then of course it heavily depends on resolution. You know, 4K for example, there's no point using anti-aliasing at all. It's absolutely pointless. Okay, I would hope that there's an autosave because it did restart me where... Okay, I guess I can save even better. Let's return to title screen, because even at 33, I'm a little surprised. I guess I was really exhausted yesterday because I remember it to run a bit better. So maybe the fact that there's no upscaling technology makes that big a difference. Because I definitely remember more FPS. And I was at 1200p, so we'll just change that. We'll leave it on 800p. We'll leave it at lowest. Plus that we can change in-game from what I've seen. I just want to see with upscaling. Okay, so now we are in the 40 FPS range. Is that so, really? Okay, you know what? Let me just kill these guys. Wow, the games that are coming out are really putting these systems through their paces more than I expected. I mean, I guess it's a AAA. It's an 89 Canadian dollars game, so an $80 US game. I'd have to run it on my PC to get a vibe, get a feel as to what this game actually looks like. Because it sure looks pretty and it's very colorful, but to me, in my mind, it's the kind of game I would have felt would scale properly. I should point out, I'm not using the latest drivers from AMD because, you know, there's a lot of reports saying that the drivers have a lot of issues and are broken for a lot of people. I did put out a tweet on how to correct the issue that it causes on some 6800U devices. Let's lower the TDP down. We're gonna go, I mean, there's no point using 11 watt, but let's try 15 again. If we can do 30 at 15 watt, that would be amazing. I see, it doesn't seem to scale all that much. I mean, I'm at 36, 35 right now. I guess it's not open space, but I think 30. Okay, no, maybe not. We're down to 24 now. Yeah, I guess if battery, especially these kinds of games, right, where there's a lot of traveling and you get to the big boss, assuming that it's the same type, I could see myself, say I was in a situation where I want to save battery, I could see myself traveling in 15 watt, and then once you get to boss fight, you bump it up. Because we haven't gone lower than 20 since putting it back to 15 watt. So just as a refresher, this is on with upscaling technologies. It doesn't specify what it's using, active resolution or FSR or whatever else. So let's go up to 22, see what it looks like. I guess 22 will be able to get our 30. Oh, nope. Nope, can't go there, boo. I mean, looking at FPS right now, it seems that 22 watt, 800p, everything at lowest with upscaling technologies should be doable for 30 FPS. Now, just for the record, it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't go up in graphics, right? It just depends. Some games will scale very well when increasing certain presets or manual graphics. For example, anti-aliasing. I come from an era where anti-aliasing was so expensive on graphics cards. Nowadays, I think this is our target. And we're on 22. Okay, yeah, definitely. 22, 800p lowest. We're good. Can I? No. Bye. Bye. Oh, sliding dodge. I like it. Man, doesn't this feel pure? We're playing in a snowfield on a white background with a white AYANEO. So pure. What's happening? Avalanche? Wait, is this thing alive? Wow. Wow. Very nice intro. I like. This is inspiring. With the music and everything. Well, fair to say that this is another game where the 60 FPS is just not an option unless you do some heavy tweaking, you know, like custom resolution and really lowering it down a lot. I don't see that game getting 60 FPS without going some extra mile to do that. Okay, I'm gonna skip because really all I want to do at this point is just test higher presets so we can have a bit of an idea. Okay, so we seem to be in some kind of cave environment, and this is the highest we've been in terms of FPS. We're not at 60 yet, but we're much closer to it. At least we're in the 50 range here, but I would expect as soon as we go outside for it to dip. Oh, is that a boss? Or enemies at least. I guess before we attack, let's jump from lowest to mid, or standard as they call it. What does this activate? Okay, motion blur, we don't want that. Depth of field will eliminate it as well. Okay, let's give this a try. See, we're still in the 50 range. Like it's like the FPS hasn't moved at all. I mean, of course, if we were on 1200p, I would expect the impact from moving to low to mid, or standard, I'm sorry, to be stronger or higher on the GPU is what I meant. But if you're playing at 800p, it seems that you should be able to scale the graphics at the very least. Of course, we're not in the best environment to test it, but still, I feel like we should feel a little bit of something, and yet we don't. Let's go highest. Might as well. You know what? Let's just go highest. Let's leave the blur, everything. Again, we're still in the 46 range. I'm starting to wonder if we cannot do 800p highest. That would be nice. I think that would be an amazing way to experience this game on a handheld, because there's a noticeable difference. I mean, it still looks a little blurry, but you know, losing details, I feel like losing details in a game like that is not that concerning. If the FPS stays about the same, you might as well, you know what I mean? Or tweak it to your heart's desire. Okay, you see now, when I did my this thing, it's pulling out some effects, so it's making our FPS dip. We're now like low 40s, late 30s. Still not so bad, I find. Outside, no. Let's go down to standard, and that blur, man, it's ugh. Just, I actually don't mind the blur on like very high resolution if it's done well. I'm sorry guys, I'm going back and forth, but I want to make sure that it's because of the presets and not the zone. See? Yep, even going back to lowest where we're still, we're like just shy of 30, a little under or a little over. Oh, this guy's dead? Damn. Alright guys, so we're gonna end here. Takeaway is, this is another game where you essentially need to go 800p. You can do 800p 22 watt for a 30 FPS. If you want to go 15 watt for like traveling and stuff like that, you're gonna be late mid 20s ish. And I think everything at highest might be doable if we go 33 watt on 800p, but this is another 800p game. It's pretty much a necessity if you want to get a 30 steady experience. And even at the lowest set, oh, and that is with upscaling technologies being on. And even with everything at the lowest setting possible and the highest TDP, we couldn't reach 60 FPS, so it's just not going to be a target for this game. You could potentially target 40 FPS though, mind you, at 800p with lowest settings and everything. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!